All right, chat. How's that sound? Well, first of all, how was the music before? That blowing your ears the fuck out, and how was the mix with my voice? I need fucking help. I need so much help. So yeah, we're experimenting with attempting to use less memory and CPU power by going through StreamYard on the browser instead of Streamlabs. So we'll see what we'll see. No gambling tonight because StreamYard in the breezer. So yeah, let me know how this shit is sounding. So kind. And yeah. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. So put your cup and your smoke. It's fucking time to get ready. Damn it.
Yeah.
here. What's up, everybody? Everything's all back. There we go. That's better. What y'all doing? Welcome back to the basement. We're trying the PC first. Because how that? Is that better? There we go. How's that? Hopefully that ain't too bad. But let me know. Get there. Right. Yeah, baby. Yeah. Anywho, how we all doing? That's good week. No more believing. How's that? How's that? Because I tried plugging my headphones into the back of like the mixer and running this shit through, and it didn't want to let me do it myself, so I'm forced to ask you guys. Oh, good. All right, cool. Icarus, what's up? How you doing? Yeah, who the fuck was it? Roll to the Tizot. Spicy Jam, Rook. Oh, yes. Oh, we will be talking about this. God. Anyway. So, what's up with y'all, man? Y'all doing okay? You have a good week? Y'all know how my week went. Battling this goddamn computer for a week and a half now. Anyway. Tis what it is. We'll eventually get something figured out. But so yeah, if my computer crashes here, I will restart the stream on my phone, and I can guarantee, unlike last Saturday, it will not crash a second time. It will just be weird and have no music or anything like that. Total basic bitch stream. So, fair warning. Fair warning. Could happen like that. I hope not. I mean, it does annoy me because I like the way Streamlabs is organized better. I have a little more freedom to do shit, but it is what it is. And we will do what we got to do to get through. Yeah, I'm definitely on the market for a new fucking computer. Definitely in the market for a new fucking computer because this shit, I can't take this shit. I can't. I have anger issues. I have too much other shit to stress out about. I just need a fucking computer to work. Anyway, so we shall see how it goes. So yeah, we got all the shit I was going to talk about last week. No, not all of it. I've pared it down, but there's some shit I was going to talk about. We actually got through most of what I wanted to talk about on last Saturday before my computer crashed the second time and for the night. Got through most of it. So, but there's still some leftovers and then all kinds of fun shit from this week. So, you know what? Let's fucking get into it. Do this mess. Where to begin? No, I'm not gonna. You know what, chat? Since we didn't get to this last week, this is where we'll begin. We are going to plow through all 3 parts of Alex Perez's fucking Discord Q&A. Yes, we are. That Alrighty then. Yay! Look, it kind of works. Oh, that keeps running great. Okay, cool. All right, so this is part number 1. Part number 1. Oh, there we go. That's mo better. Cool. All right, let's do this shit. I know it's still kind of small, but it's better than this one. All right, here we go. Let us begin. Will we get to see Sherry and Reed interact over science incursions in the multiverse of Doom? Yes, definitely. Not just them necessarily, though. Well, of course, because Doom's going to be interacting with all that shit, too. My word of warning is that it could be slightly confusing to the average viewer because there are different interpretations of the same thing depending on who's being asked to explain the incursions and the multiverse. Reed, Sue, Shuri, Beast, the TVA, and Monica have more of an explanation rooted in science. Thor and Loki have one rooted in magic. Steve has one rooted in experience. Doom has one that incorporates all of them. Okay, well that definitely makes sense. Slightly confusing to the average viewer because there are different interpretations of the same thing depending on. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I can understand how that could possibly be a worry. I personally am not too worried about it. So yeah, Reed, Sue, Shuri, Beast, TVA, Monica. Their explanation is rooted in science. Of course it is. Thor and Loki have one rooted in magic, although, as we know, from Thor's own Yapper, Asgardian technology just looks like magic because it's so fucking advanced. It's not. I mean, Loki. They also do talk about in Avengers. Loki asked Thor how much dark magic Odin had to use to conjure him here. So they do have actual magic as well in Asgard. So yeah. So essentially, that would be rooted in magic. Now, here, Steve has one rooted in experience. Now, obviously, we know he will have experienced the multiverse before Doomsday. Well, I mean, in Endgame, he was visiting different points in time and just like creating timelines. When he had to go put him back, technically that would have been multiversal travel, but between branches, put all the stones back. Now, my question is, how would he have an explanation of incursions rooted in experience? Like, when is this going to happen? When is he going to be going through an actual incursion? No. Or like, who will he have anything to say about incursions or just his experience of the multiverse? Now, Doom having one that incorporates all of them, yeah. One of the top three most intelligent people in all of the Marvel Universe. As we all know, that rotates between him, Reed, and Valeria in the comics. Currently in MCU, it'd be just be between him and Reed. So there's that. He is a what do you call it? Sorcerer Supreme level magic user. So that's where his is rooted in magic, and one that incorporates all of them. Experience. I'm sure it's going to come out that he's done multiversal traveling, possibly even witnessed an incursion or two. If they go like deep Hickman, then he will have started some. Yeah, that all makes sense to me. So, cool. And I would love to know what the detail is behind Steve's explanation that's rooted in experience. Like, does it include just incursions or just what he's experienced with the multiverse in general? We shall see. All right. Next question. Can you say anything about what Wiccan will do in Doomsday Slizash Secret Wars? So there was this theory many of you might not remember from 2018 to 2019 where people were convinced that the song Hotel California had a clue as to what was going to happen in Endgame. Any of you know about that? I was not in this particular space at that point in time. I know nothing about that. If y'all know and can give me some context, that would be great. I kind of want to bring that back this time around. Have fun with your theories. Or is he specifically talking about Hotel California? Well, we sure as shit can't listen to the song together on stream because that'd be a copy strike like a motherfucker. Interesting. I have no idea what he's talking about. Moving the fuck on. Oh, he gives some songs. For reference, okay. Wake Me Up by The Weeknd. Where Have You Been by Rihanna. Fire Away by Madian, who I don't even know who the fuck that is, featuring Slater. I don't know who the fuck that is. Destiny's Child, Survivor, okay. Blackpink, Jump, never listened to them, but I know who they are at least. And Lady Gaga, Abracadabra. Y'all know who the fuck Madian is, or Median, or however the fuck you pronounce that? Or Slater? You guys familiar with this? I got no clue who the hell that is. I know who the rest of them are. Listen to Blackpink. I've listened to everyone else. Not all of them, but yeah, I don't know who the fuck this is. But he gave us songs to reference. So there you go. If you guys want to go deep diving on attempting to use these 6 songs to help figure out what's going to happen in Doomsday and Secret Wars, then I might consider it if I even recall that that's a thing. Like when I'm super bored. But yeah, I don't know if I'm going to go into all that. He's from France. Okay. Well, cool. Skip all the greetings. Do Ava and Scott hang out in Doomsday at all? I'd have to get back to you on that, but as far as I'm aware, I haven't really heard anything about them interacting. Right. Obviously, Luke, he's going to be in Doomsday, which implies that TVA will be involved. Could you potentially let us know cryptically about some of the characters that will be returning from the TVA? I am holding out hope for Ouroboros. Alex's answer is this emoji. So whatever the fuck that means. No. There we go. Oh, you went back to that bottle. Blah, blah, blah. I find the lack of rumors about the cosmic entities in Doomsday very interesting. You previously said the most you heard was the Watcher. Is there anything you can share about his role? Literally nothing. At this point, I wouldn't be surprised if he's either painted in the background or just not put all together. But so far, his only role quote unquote rule would be to watch. All right, no watcher act. Okay, here we go. I have 2 questions, says Nagala. If the rumors about the opening of Doomsday are true, and this leaves me with a lot of questions. Are the X-Men we see in Doomsday from Deadpool and Wolverine's universe? Or will they not explain how Deadpool and Wolverine came in contact with this group of X-Men? Seems like a pretty big plot hole, if not. Kinda. Interesting point, but allow me to retort. Wolverine and Deadpool are from 2 different universes and ended up together by the end along with X-23, and no one seems to bat an eye. Also, we're quite literally at the end of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and most of the multiverse is dead, except for a handful of universes, because the laws of physics and stability are going haywire and out the window. Let chaos fly. Okay. 2 different universes, yes, we know that. Deadpool had went out into the multiverse and found the worst Wolverine, literally, that was out there. Okay. End up together by the end along with X-23, and who knows what fucking universe she came from. Wait, it's working? I'm not even on Streamlabs, and it still works on StreamYard? What the fuck? I mean, cool, but also, what the fuck? Like, I literally am not even running Streamlabs. I don't... Okay. Well, that actually kind of sucked at that point, because that just, tells me that the load I was trying to take off the CPU by not using Streamlabs is not really making a fucking bit of difference. Well, shit. Okay, so yeah, we knew that. So all 3 of them are each from 3 different universes, and they all ended up in Deadpool. Now, for the longest time, a lot of people were thinking that the universe at the end of Deadpool and Wolverine and the universe at the end of the Marvels was the same one. I mean, and most of that is because, that's all Fox characters, right? And, 10005 from the end of the Marvels obviously is the Fox fucking X-Men. There's a lot of reasons to suspect that's true. Well, actually, I can't say a lot. Mostly, surface reason. Okay, they're all Fox characters. They must all be in the same universe. Well, maybe, but maybe not. Because here's the thing. Wait. Someone refresh my memory if you remember the beginning of Deadpool and Wolverine. When Deadpool went to go check on Logan, was that the Logan in his universe? I'm pretty sure it was. And if Deadpool is from the same universe as Logan from the movie, then that means in Deadpool's universe, Professor X is fucking dead. Because he died in Logan. And if Professor X is dead in Deadpool's universe cannot be the same as the universe at the end of the Marvels, because he specifically talks about going to talk to Charles at the end of the Marvels. So, Chad, it looks like we have multiple Fox X-Men universes to deal with as well. Now, there is that rumor that the X-Men from the universe at the end of the Marvels is going to be the group running around and blowing up universes and shit. So it's entirely possible that they go to this universe where these 2 are at now, Deadpool's original universe, where there is no him, he died, and there's no Xavier. And they go to destroy that universe, and in some form or fashion, somehow manage to recruit these two as well, because there's that other rumor about these two being sent to Toby's universe by the X-Men that are out there killing fucking planets left and right. So somehow they're going to end up teaming up with them. So, like, in the process of going after this universe, did the X-Men somehow convince them that, like, no, this is the best way to do shit, and you should join our team because we are going to blow your universe the fuck up. But I don't see how that would, like, good talking point could, unless, no, that wouldn't work either. There's a reason I don't fucking write stories for Hollywood, because, like, I think I'm on track to something, and then I find a reason it doesn't work. Oh, actually, here's a way it could work. If the X-Men from the end of the Marvel's universe have found a way to hop multiverse or hop universes without them needing to incurse on another universe for them to go blow that planet up, that would be a way for them to maybe say they're scouting Deadpool's universe. You know, in with the intention of, you know, seeing who's there to defend it and eventually blowing it the fuck up. And for whatever reason, decide to recruit these two. Give them the whole speech, be like, we will spare your universe unless it happens to come directly to ours. But this is what's happening. Yours is probably going to be fucked regardless. But you can come with us and help us try and figure out how to stop these incursions. And maybe we figure out how to stop them before your universe gets blown up. But if Deadpool's universe and the X-Men universe from the end of the Marvels are already beginning the incursion process, that conversation can't happen. The only way I can think of for those two to join the end of Marvel's X-Men, if their universes aren't cursing on each other, is that the Marvel X-Men just snagged their asses, blew their fucking shit up, and then was like, no, I don't see how they would join them if they blow up their universe at all in any way, shape, or form. That's like the crux. So yeah, the end of Marvel's X-Men have to be able to travel the multiverse. They have to have some kind of technology that allows them to travel the multiverse and scout it. In order for them to convince them to join the team. Okay, here's a way. What if they go, the Marvel's X-Men go to their universe, there's an incursion happening. But what if they go to their universe, lie their motherfucking asses off, and be like, we're here to try and help save your universe. Come join our team and help us. Bullshit happens. Oh, we're sorry, we're not going to be able to make it, but quick, join us. Maybe we can help save someone else. And then they secretly blow their planet the fuck up. Blame it on somebody else or something. Some convenient villain. That would be probably the only way they could get them to join the team while their universes are incursioning. So, there, fixed it. Yeah, it's pretty thin. Pretty weak, but it's all I got, chat. That's all I got. It's going to have to do. All right, next up. You've implied in the past that He Who Remains directed and manipulated the events of the sacred timeline for his benefit alone. Didn't he pretty much say basically that at the end of Loki season 1 when Loki and Sylvie got to the Citadel at the end of time? Didn't he literally say he like set that aside and manipulated it for his own fucking like that's not a rumor. That's not an implication. It's literally spelled the fuck out in his speech. Anyway. Will Doomsday reveal that the universe we've watched on screen since Iron Man is nothing more than an elaborate fabrication / lie, and not, for lack of a better word, actually real? Closest analogy I can use here is the Maker's interference with Earth 6160 in the current Ultimate Universe comic. I think you're referring to the theory / report I mentioned where the Infinity Saga was nothing more than He Who Remains Road, so we've never really seen what the original Marvel Cinematic Universe was supposed to look like. It's not a theory report, it's literally... Anyway, now with him out of the way, we're going to be in an interesting position. Mainly because, when you think about it, there will be 4 canonical versions of our main MCU. The first one was the one we all knew up to Endgame prior to Loki. Then the one after Loki, let's just say it's not coincidence that certain things have been popping up post-Loki that don't really make a lot of sense in the context of the MCU, and leave it at that. Then there's the one we'll get with Doom, and then the one after Doom. And the one after Doom will be the closest version to the Prime version that existed prior to He Who Remains offered. In my opinion. Yeah, the MCU has been the sacred timeline, which was what was revealed to us in Loki. And He Remains flat out said that everything has happened according to his fucking design. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So, yeah. The sacred timeline MCU that we've been watching since 2008 is He Who Remains His creation. It always has been. He confessed to such in the fucking show. So, yeah. Next up, do you know anything about Ghost Rider and Doomsday? Nothing that I can comment on. So, Ghost Rider is going to be a Doomsday problem. Moving on. Does Magneto have any major interactions with non-X-Men characters in Doomsday? And if so, who does he interact with most? He does. It's more of a group thing, though. Kinky. There's no one individual character or interaction that particularly stands out. Well, that's kind of a bummer, because wasn't there a big old rumor about him and fucking Doom having a big old fight? One-on-one? And if there's no one individual character or interaction that particularly stands out, then at least according to Alex's information, that fight ain't fucking happening. Unless he's just being super pedantic and using the general melee at the X Mansion that's going to happen, and saying there's no one individual or character or interaction that particularly stands out because he's including the Magneto Doom fight in the group thing, being like super duper crazy. Yeah, I guess pedantic would be the word. Yeah, there's a way that fight could still happen if he's just phrasing it to where he's including it in the group thing. What up, Griff? Sign off. How you guys doing? Mandalorian. Not expecting much. It was a fun time, even though I ain't familiar with Star Wars too much. But the stream is good again. What up? Well, it's okay again. I'm using a different what do you have to fucking call it? Streaming platform, in the hopes that this different one will be easier on my CPU and maybe it won't fucking crash tonight. We'll see. But if it does crash, since this is a browser-based streaming platform, StreamYard, I'll be able, even if my computer completely fucking crashes, I'll be able to, what do you call it? pick right back up on my phone. It'll be super basic bitch, won't be any music or anything like that, but we'll be able to finish this time at least. I still don't understand how you guys are able to gamble when I'm not using screen labs. It's so weird. I'm just using StreamYard on the browser. I don't understand how gambling so much. Anyway, it also makes me wonder if like my strategy is completely flawed. So we'll see. All right, next up, Doomsday seems to have a focus on the children of many of the heroes with Franklin Richards, James Rogers, that's complete rumor. Franklin Richards, we've seen. Love, we've seen. Cassie Lang, we've seen. When the hell did they even confirm? Well, yeah, they confirmed James Rogers was the baby. Okay, yeah. Anyway, and I suspect there's a thematic connection across all of them. Are there any heroes' children we can expect, like T'Challa Jr., John Walker's kid, or the Barton kids? Not in Doomsday. All right, so they'll come into play in Secret Wars. So Doom will be running around saying, fuck them kids. In battle. Why hasn't Haley Atwell been confirmed? How big is her role as Peggy? Alexa, play What Could Have Been by Sting. What the fuck? So she's not going to have a big role in Doomsday. And she, obviously, we know she's going to be in it because Steve and the baby. But evidently her role is not going to be large. At least not as Peggy. See, here, Alex could be, again, being super pedantic and be like, yeah, Peggy doesn't have a big role, but Captain Carter does. Yeah, that's how that's I mean, I love Alex. He does disseminate some really cool information often. But then he gets like this. And it's like, you mother. Oh yeah, Agent Carter was cool. But Agent Carter is essentially Peggy Carter. I mean, if they wanted to treat it like a different universe, they totally could. Totally. Are there going to be permanent deaths? Yes. And then no. I'm going to say he means yes through. Some of them will even be dead through Secret Wars. And then the and then no means once they rebuild the regular ass universe after Battle World, I imagine some of them will be back. That's what I think that means. Other than Xavier, any other interesting interactions Bob has with characters in Doomsday? Yelena. Yelena is Bob's person. And if what I heard is true, a certain Cajun. Ooh. So Bob and Gambit are going to end up bros. Interesting. Don't know what that means or why they chose to do that, but cool. Could we see anyone else from the main MCU universe in Avengers Doomsday that hasn't been revealed already? Like maybe Wonger. There are at least 8 to 9 more that haven't been confirmed yet that I know have filmed things on set. I wouldn't be mad if Wongers is one of them. I like me some Wongers. Pause. All right. You previously teased the lineup of the Resistance team as the leads for the movie. Oh, we're in Secret Wars now. What role will the previous teams from Doomsday, Sam and Elena's Avengers, X-Men, Fantastic Four, and other non-Resistance heroes, Daredevil, as said by RPK, for example, play in the film? Is RPK really saying Daredevil is going to be in Secret Wars? NPCs until their mind gets unlocked. Okay. Here's what I think that's referring to. In the Hickman run of Secret Wars, once Doom established Battle World, he went into everyone's mind and had them all believing that Battle World was the only universe they'd ever known. That's what they fully believed. They fully believed that Doom was God And Battle World was all that there's ever been. That's what he hasn't believed. So, with Alex talking about them being NPCs until their mind gets unlocked, somehow what Doom putting into their head that Battle World is all there ever was is going to get blown out the water. People are going to end up realizing and believing the truth, and they're going to get pissed, and that shit going to be on. That's that. What returning villains, if any, might appear in the movie? Anyone and everyone is fair game. We kind of knew that. That's not really new information. Any casting for Avengers Secret Wars that no one is talking about? Anyone in Valhalla count? All right, so we're talking Valhalla. Obviously, we're talking Jane Foster. Probably Idris Elba. I can't think of the character's name right now, but you know, he died on the ship at the beginning of Infinity War, so his ass should be in Valhalla. That's all I can think of off the top of my head, but yeah, pretty much any Asgardian that died in battle could be in Valhalla, including ones that we see die in Doomsday. Okay, interesting. But yeah, we're looking at Jane Foster or possibly even Odin. They might write themselves a check to Anthony Hopkins. You never know. Okay. Do you have any information at all on what Bob will be doing in Secret Wars? If you have none, could you give me a theory of what you think he's going to be up to during that movie? Alexa, play Electric Chapel by Lady Gaga and send it to the Resistance. More goddamn music reference. Well, all I will say to that is this. I have no idea what the fuck the context of that song is, but there is that leaked concept art that strongly hinted that Bob was going to be Doom's Battle. So since I have absolutely no perspective on this Lady Gaga song, I'm sticking with the leaked concept art. Would you say some of the mainline MCU characters or ones that recently were in projects or are getting ones that will not be in Doomsday but are going to be in Secret Wars and will have big roles in Secret Wars like Vision, Hulk, or Star-Lord, etc.? Sure, you could say that. What the fuck? I need to reread that question. Or are getting ones that will not be in Doomsday? That is a really weird question. Can you tease us with something you're really excited to see in Doomsday and Secret Wars that a lot of people don't know? Even though he's not in either movie, he who remains one. And we'll leave it at that. The fuck does that mean? Even though he's not in either movie, he who remains one. And we'll leave it at that. Excuse me just for one little bitty bit. Get a little chilly. I'm going to grab my hoodie. I'll be right back. Okay. He who remains one. I don't understand why he says he remains one. If the sacred timeline is going to be no more. That's going to be destroyed in favor of the formation of Battle World, and then there's going to be the reset universe with everyone in it that he removed from the sacred timeline or changed them to where they weren't active in the sacred timeline or whatever. Like, he remains got up to a lot of fuckery to get the sacred timeline to where he fucking wanted it in order to keep him away from the multiversal war. Like, remember, the sacred time, like, he ended the multiversal war. He never said he fucking won it. He just found a way to completely isolate the secret timeline away from everything else that was going on and hide himself and it. And the that lame ass post credit scene to Quantumania proved that. They're like, oh look, who's back? Oh look, he's dead. But yeah. So yeah, the sacred timeline, the Council of Kings, after he who remains was killed by Sylvie, they're like, oh wait, where'd that motherfucker come from? So I don't understand how. I mean, yeah, I don't know how he who remains won that, but whatever. There are wiser people than I. I can't believe gambling's working when I'm not even using it. How does that work? And of course, all right. Anywho, that was part one. We're just going to blow through all three parts, and then we'll get to the other shit. Part two. We begin in the Black Panther section. Black Panther. Yeah, that was probably a shitty accent. I should never do that again. Anyway, is the plan for Secret Wars to still introduce Shuri and T'Challa's multiversal grandfather, T'Chanda, like the leaked concept art showed? Oh yeah, we talked about that leaked concept art earlier, didn't we, Chad? I cannot comment on this, but I know that they're actively looking for the next Black Panther as we speak. And there are a couple of names that have been thrown around. John David Washington and Damson Idris are some top contenders. Another is Lakeith Stanfield, but he's being looked at for something else down the pipeline, not Black Panther related. Something bluer. Really? Okay, so we'll start with this and then we'll move back up into this one. So Lakeith Stanfield, not Black Panther related, something on pipeline, but something bluer. Well, chat. Pretty sure we're all aware of an African American Marvel character with the name Blue in his name. Or word Blue in his name. Right? Blue motherfucking Marvel. What is this street? Damn it. I almost had it. Brashear. Adam Brashear. They're looking at Stanfield in this pseudo mysterious way, but that's not super hard to fucking figure out. So they're looking at Lakeith Stanfield potentially to be Adam Brashear Blue Marvel, which would be cool. Blue Marvel's a bad motherfucker. Now, as for the next Black Panther, he's talking about John David Washington. Now, a lot of people that I've seen a few posts lately from people that are pretty fairly reliable, talking about how it is Damson. Um, Now the other day, I was talking with one of my Twitter buddies, Tina. I don't know if you guys know her. You guys remember the name She Dreads Me? She's changed her handle now. She's either going by her name Tina Locklair or her channel Movie Lair. You actually should check her out. Movie Lair is for you. But I was chit chatting with her about the whole Damson Idris thing. She's talking about how people are like, it's definitely Damson. I'm like, I don't know how that is because he's filming a show right now. And then this fall, he's filming another sort. Basically, he's filming some project right now, and then he's got another project that he's going to be filming practically right after the one he's filming now in the fall. And so it's like, okay, he's filming something right now, and in the Marvel side, Doomsday reshoots are happening. That would seem to conflict. And then he's going to be filming this other thing this fall when Secret Wars starts shooting. Again, apparent conflict. But here's the fun part about that. What Damson is filming right now, we all know where Marvel's filming, right? Pinewood Studios in London, England. It just so happens, chat, and I just found this out, that the project Damson Idris is filming now that would appear to conflict with him being able to pop up at least a smidgy in Doomsday and hop in on the reshoots. Well, turns out it's probably not that big a conflict at all because currently he's also filming whatever it is he's filming right now in England. He's already in England where the Doomsday reshoots are happening in England. And then there's that second project, which would appear to conflict with him being able to film some shit for Secret Wars, which is where, Multiversal T'Challa is really going to show, right? No, he's not going to be able to film Secret Wars if he's filming this other thing. But guess what? We're right back to location, chat. The next thing he's going to be filming this fall is going to be filming in Paris, just across the English Channel. You can take a fucking train from Paris to England underneath the channel. Things could be finagled between his Paris schedule and the Marvel schedule, because again, and it could work out quite easily because he's literally going to be in Europe the entire time both of these are filming. Doomsday reshoots, he's going to be in England. Secret Wars filming, he's going to be just across the English Channel in France. So what would appear to be, just looking at the timing of the projects, it would appear to be like, nope, it can't be Damson. He's going to be filming this shit the same time as Marvel's filming their shit. Well, guess what? He's going to be practically right next door to Marvel the whole fucking time. So, Damson Idris, despite what it may look like on paper without further context, is definitely, even without official confirmation, if you want to not call multiple fucking scoopers saying it's him confirmation, then when you combine them saying it's him with the fact that he's going to be in Europe the entire time that Marvel's going to be filming the reshoots for Doomsday and Principles for Secret Wars, yeah, he could totally be in that shit. And even if his proximity still doesn't allow him to film now or this fall, okay, fine. He might not make it into Doomsday. There's no reason that when they do the reshoots for Secret Wars, he might be done with whatever his second project is that he's doing later this year, and they could get him all up in there on the reshoot. Just like they're adding all kinds of fun shit on the reboot to Doomsday right now. So, I think it's Damson, chat. The question is he going to be adult T'Challa, son of T'Challa? Is he going to be just regular ass T'Challa, son of T'Chaka, but just from a different multiverse? Did they actually hire him to be the T'Chanda variant that was in the concept art? We shall see. Yeah, I am fairly confident that whatever version of the Black Panther he's going to be, he's going to be a Black Panther in fucking Marvel. Like, that's just the way it is. Moving on. Daredevil, Born Again, The Punisher, Jessica Jones, and The Defenders. All right. Little shit. Recently, we had both Daredevil, Born Again, and The Punisher special release, as well as Spider-Man Brand New Day releasing soon. Have you heard of any more street-level projects we can expect to see in this realm of things, movie, show, or otherwise, like Jessica Jones, Heroes for Hire, Iron Fist crossover film, etc.? I have indeed, but a lot of them will be branching off into a couple of different things after this whole story arc they've got going on with Fisk and Vigilantism ends. Which, the Fisk and Vigilantism thing, we're going to be getting more Fisk in Season 3, whether we like it or not. So, like, fucking straddle up for that shit, yeah. Are we a little tired of... I mean, we got 3 seasons of Daredevil battling Fisk on Netflix, and now we're going to get another 3 on Disney+. Plus. What's up, Maverick? Welcome in. She's not a Christian God warrior. I don't understand what you're trying to get at, but yes. Yeah, I'm stealing that shit from Josh. Anyway, yeah. So for whatever reason, they're. I mean, Don't get me wrong. I love Vincent D'Onofrio Wilson Fisk. Love it. But yeah, it's time for him to fade in the background at least for a fucking minute. You know, really. Anyway, and they're also looking to a lot of streets, though, not just New York. Some are up north in Jersey. Others are to the west coast with Frisco and LA. Others are way up north all the way to Canada. A couple across the pond in Vauxhall. One by the land of the rising sun. There are a number of cool places and ideas they want to spread to, but they also don't want to jam-pack it all. Pause. Why did the Buffy the Vampire cast keep dying? Don't know. But it sucks. Well, the one dude probably OD'd, and the other dude, I don't know what happened to the other homie that just died. Other than he's old. I mean, he's not that old. He's only 17. Some sort of medical condition, I got no clue. Now they're sticking to New York. We're moving forward with special presentation. Okay, so looking to a lot of streets though. Some are up north in Jersey. Yeah, you're gonna have to help me out with that one. Why is Jersey significant? The street level normal. Others to the west coast with San Francisco and LA. West Coast Adventures, that's pretty obvious. Others are way up north all the way to Canada. That's probably Alpha Flight, I would imagine. A couple across the pond in Vauxhall. Well, that means one of two things. Either they are going to, one, and please God don't let this be true, but remember at the end of that steaming fly and maggot infested fucking pile of shit that was called Secret Invasion. Remember at the end, Gaia and that one British chick who might have been, who was like the second best character in that entire fucking show, or third, kind of went off to do British spy shit together. I can't remember where they went or where the British lady shit was headquartered. I don't know if that's in Vauxhall or not, or even if Vauxhall's in it. But that's one possibility. The other possibility is Vauxhall even fucking. I'm just assuming it's me. That doesn't sound British now I think about it. Anyway, let's just say it's England. That could be one possibility. Please, God, no. The other possibility is they could be bringing in Braddocks. Beyond those two, I got nothing. I should look up what Foxhall is, but I don't see it. Now, One by the Land of the Rising Sun. Well, that's Japan, so now we're talking Silver Samurai, talking Lady Deathstrike, amongst others. Sunfire, right? Sunfire's Japanese. Yeah, that's cool. With Daredevil Born Again Season 3 starting a new era of the series without Fisk as the main villain, but he's definitely in there. Have you heard of what villains they plan on introducing / even bringing back for the show? Would love to see villains like Kari, Lady Bullseye, or Mr. Fear and Melvin back. Excuse me. Those are some good suggestions. Heard Heather would be coming back, and we already got that confirmed with the ending and the set fix. Yes, she's going to be Lady Mew. Heard they had plans for Elektra. Not sure if it's for this season. Well, that would be awesome if it were. An Elektra actress was bad. And also a decent actress. But so yeah, like honestly, they need to bring fucking David Tennant back as the Purple Man. He was awesome as the Purple Man in season 1 of Jessica. Need to bring his ass back. But yeah, cool. Give us some Elektra. I kind of want them to bring her back for season 3 though, because who the fuck knows if we're going to want to do a season 4. I mean, the seasons are improving. Season 1 was, depending on who you ask, like garbage to great. I don't think it was garbage, but it definitely was not also great. So, like, everyone that thinks it was hot trash is wrong. Everyone that thinks it was amazing is also wrong when it comes to season 1. Yeah, I said I'm making objective. I'm calling shit facts. That's just the way to, like, it was not total ass, and it was definitely not amazing. It was closer to bad than good. Now, how much closer to bad than good that, here's where I will not, like, say something objectively. How much closer you think it was to bad than good, that's where mileage variations, I'm not going to fucking fight on those, but it wasn't complete garbage. That's Secret Invasion. It wasn't amazing, or close to even amazing, really good. That's a status reserved for Loki. Yeah, it was not that good. But season 2 better. Hopefully 3 way better. But also, I'm not counting on the fact there being a season 4 where we'll finally get Elektra. So just fucking put her in season 3. Marvel. Anyway. Moving on. Since Daredevil Born Again finally reintroduced us to Luke and Jessica and revealed that they've had Danielle already, what are the chances we get to see a future version of Danielle Cage suited up as Captain America at some point in the future, even as a brief glimpse? Oof, we're a long way from that. Yes, we are. After the ending of Daredevil Born Again Season 2 and the return of Luke Cage and Danny Rand along with Jessica Jones in Season 3, are you still confident that Marvel is building the story toward a big Street Heroes crossover event and a big team-up project, movie probably, with all the Vigilantes and Street Heroes characters, the Defenders and Spider-Man? Oh, with all the Vigilantes and Street Heroes characters. Like some type of Devil's Reign team-up project? Or do you think they will still keep the Street story within the Daredevil show for 1 or 2 more seasons? That's a good question. Give me my fucking crossover, bitch. Anyway. Movie with Spider-Man seems the most plausible. Hell yeah. Just as a reminder, a good chunk of info I get involves stuff that is months, if not years, in pre-production prior to getting stuff done on set. But I'll tell you right now, as much as I'm excited to see Spider-Man alongside the Defenders face off against Kingpin and his goons, there's something about Spider-Man going toe-to-toe with Daredevil that would be immensely satisfying if they go through. I mean, that would be fun. That would definitely be cool. Oh, it's still going. More so that if they give it the green light, I wouldn't be surprised if Matt ends up taking the mentor role that these Spider-Man films have been having in the last 4 films for a future film. Ooh. Because as great as Brand New Day is, and I know they did this intentionally, the grief and loss Peter feels for everything that's happened is just stuffed really tight and locked away. Yeah, it's never a good idea. Speak from experience. He uses being Spider-Man as his coping mechanism, but it's not something that we'll get to see full-blown. It'll slow build and fester for the next couple of movies. And I think that if what they want to do with Matt Peters' dynamic plays out just right, Matt truly might be the perfect mentor, not necessarily for Spider-Man, but for Peter Parker. I'm here for that shit. I'm here for that all day. I don't know that there's like a whole lot to unpack there. Honestly, it's pretty straightforward, but fucking do it, Marvel. Pretty much what that boils down to for me. Fucking do it. All right. Born Again's feature kind of up in the air after season 3. Do you think that would be a good opportunity to transition Daredevil to film, or could he flip-flop between TV and film projects every now and then? Could be both, but I think they might continue it, to be honest. What new characters can we expect to see introduced in Born Again Season 3? Not sure if in Born Again Season 3, but there's a whole array of ladies missing that are being looked at for a comeback. Misty, Claire, Colleen, Electra, just to name a few. Well, if Claire's the night nurse, she's going to be in Spider-Man anyway. I do believe. Ooh, Hulk question. Yay. Will Savage Hulk have a major role in Brand New Day? Signs point to yes. What are Marvel's plans for Hulk during the Mutant Saga? If you can't say what role he'll play in Secret Wars. At the moment, nothing stands out. Well, shit. Shang-Chi. Have there been any updates to Shang-Chi 2? Unfortunately, no. That was sort of brought to a pause, although I heard a rumor involving Wonder Man Season 2, but we'll see how that plays out, if it even does. Oh, and that's the end of that one. No, I didn't want to fucking do that, guy. Excuse me. Fuck labs, and I still don't know how I have access to you right now, but okay. All right, so that was part 2. One more part to go, chat, and then we're done with the Q&A. There it is. Q&A, Spider-Man, Brand New Day, Thunderbolts, Vision Quest, and more. Okay, cool. All right, Spider-Man, Brand New Day. What do we get to learn about this movie that's coming up in a month and a half? Okay, a month before. Anyway, moving on. Is Iman Asfani's character one and done, like Liz in Homecoming? Ha 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 ha. There's a bit more layers to Iman's character. Let's just say they won't last long if Spider-Man has anything to say about it. Okay. It doesn't really say much. So he has layers like an onion, like an ogre. If you know. Say it won't last. Well, of course it won't last long. Spider-Man is being about it. In as much depth as you can, how would you summarize Peter's arc in Brand New Day, as well as his role as an iconic hero at this stage of his life? He's basically buried Peter Parker. He has obsessed himself with being Spider-Man. Think of Robert Pattinson as Batman. That's what you're looking for, except Peter uses his jokes and mask as a defense and coping mechanism. Well, good. I'm glad he's not going to be all fucking emo like Pattinson. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like the movie, and I like it more every time I watch it, but still. Emo Batman's a little... not really what I want in my Batman. But I do get the parallel. I mean, let's face it, he looks kind of emo here in this shot. And that's him glaring down fucking Ezra Bridger being all up on his Kool-Aid. So, yeah. Yeah, that makes sense, though. And it's not the first time we've talked about how he's like, he himself is forgetting what it's like to be Peter Parker and just Spider-Manning it out to deal with depression and shit. Dustin Daniel Cretton mentioned New York City playing a character in Brand New Day. Would you say this movie portrays that strong connection between a hero and his/her city? You could say that New York is divided in how it feels about Spider-Man. Well, it's always divided on how it feels about Spider-Man. Now, it's the percentages on each side of the division that vary, but New York's always divided on Spider-Man. I'm a bit concerned about the amount of plot lines of Brand New Day that we could have an Iron Man 2 situation. So my question is, how overstuffed would you say the movie is? Is Iron Man 2 really that overstuffed? I don't think it's that. Yeah, that's just... Alright. I don't think it's overstuffed, to be honest. It does the job just right of getting us set with a Peter Parker that has developed a new rogue gallery with a couple of avenues to explore future films. And something else to keep in mind is that we know there's going to be a crap ton of villains in this movie, but which, would make it feel like it, make people think that it's going to be overstuffed. But gotta remember, a lot of those villains are only going to be in the opening montage that we know is coming. And that's it. So, like, a whole bunch of the characters that, on paper make it seem like this movie is overstuffed are barely going to fucking be in it. Like, they're going to get their ass beat in a montage, and then bye. You're gone. So, yeah. It may look like it's overstuffed on paper, but in all actuality, once you get into, like, character time distribution and all that shit, it's really not. I mean, fuck it, Infinity War seemed like it was going to be overstuffed, but that was... all the amount of characters and the impact they have was quite nicely balanced, and they found a way to have the characters have large impacts in short amounts of time. Screen time, I should say. So, yeah, Brand New Day will be just fine. All right, next up, it seems... Don't ask me what the fuck that was. It seems like the final act of Brand New Day is still shrouded in mystery. Oh, that's how they fucking want it. Is there anything you can say about the structure of the film based on what we've seen so far? For example, Dustin Daniel Cretton mentioned the tank sequence as the opening. Did he? I missed that. Does that mean Jean freeing herself from the Odyssey is early in the film with the Hulk stuff and hand fight later on? From what you've seen so far, most of the trailer shots have been from the first act. Well, that's not unusual. That's generally how they do it. There's one that's a complete misdirect at the beginning of the trailer. Interesting. There's a couple of sequences from what I would personally consider the start of the second act, around where Banner gets injured. Well, yeah, that starts the second act. We literally saw Peter be like, Dr. Banner, Dr. Banner. A couple near the end of the second act, Jean in the hand. And then, as far as I'm aware, only 2 shots of what I would consider the third act. I wonder what those 2 are. Are we going to go pull up the Brand New Day trailer and try and figure it out? Nope. We have too much else to get into. And I kind of want to plow through this shit as fast as possible so I can actually bring the stream to a real end before my computer decides to save again. So, if I could rely on my machine, I'd consider it, but as things stand now, we're not going to break it down that deep. Sorry. Thunderbolts. Okay, so I would like to ask whether they're planning to. Yeah, because I'm not going to read all that later. I'd like to ask whether they're planning to continue the Thunderbolts story in a dedicated sequel or through other people's plans. I could say that, although I'm not sure it will be the same team. Interesting. Very interesting. All right. Next question. I rewatched Thunderbolts yesterday, so a related question is mandatory. Something exciting in the way involving the new Avengers as a team besides Bob Sentry? My second question is derivative because I'm curious about Ava and or Walker's roles in the next Avengers movie. In Doomsday and Avengers, not really much outside of Yelena, Bob, and Alexei. Their future, though, is very interesting because Valentina is one sneaky bitch, and she really just loves to collect superpowered people and mercenaries and then pit them against each other. Well, yeah, a good example of that in Thunderbolts. I mean, I don't know about you, but I'd love to see Bullseye taking shots at Bucky, or Red Guardian and Bob sizing up Abomination. Why would you bring Abomination into this? And imagine if Ghost ended up seeing a quote-unquote ghost of her past, but it's not really her, it's just someone else. That'd be wicked, wouldn't you think? I mean, Bullseye and Bucky going to town would be dope. Red Guardian and Bob teaming up against Abomination could be interesting. I wonder if they'd recast Eli Roth. What up, Nate? I wonder if they would recast Eli Roth in that situation. They're going to bring Abomination back. I kind of feel like they should. Trying to fix the AC. Yeah, you definitely need that in Arizona. Definitely need that in Arizona. Dude, when you're handling life shit, never apologize. If the right life shit comes up, I'll cancel stream in a fucking heartbeat. I don't care. You don't need to apologize. Life shit always takes precedence over this shit. It's just the way it is. For me, for you. Ain't no thing, brother. The ghost ended up seeing a ghost of her past, but it's not her. So there's someone else that got experimented on that's now all like that too? Just out of nowhere? Interesting. They better have a creative setup for that shit if they do it. I don't know that that's something they'd actually do. Now, if he's bringing it up, it's something that's probably on the table. But remember his earlier response to that other question where he's talking about a lot of the information that he gets is for shit like that's basically still in the planning stage. Not even in pre-production. Still. And as we are aware, there is plenty of stuff out there across all studios and genres that just stays in what they call development hell. And we may not, and it may stay in development hell so long that we may not even never know if it gets actually shelved. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Everything he's talking about here feels like shit they're talking about maybe doing at some point. Maybe. Just that shit. Delta Dan, what up, my guy? Alright. What can we expect with the Thunderbolts team post Secret Wars? Read above. In other words, the team ain't gonna be the same. Regarding your tease about Bullseye and Taskmaster, do you know if the incoming Thunderbolts team will feature any of the already introduced villains from Netflix, like Davos or Elektra, or maybe like Hellcat? Anyone we know? Look above. God damn it. When do you think we'll see Bob next after Secret Wars, and what project? Bob, I think, might disappear for a while after Secret Wars. Like, no cap, guy really might want to just retire from it all after the hell they put him through, and that's in Doomsday alone. All right, so he's going to get fucked up in Doomsday. There are, I don't know if we ever talked about this, but there are, or there were some rumors that, like, or there was a rumor that Bob's going to go full fucking badass Sentry mode and literally keep Earths from cruising on each other with, like, just his own main Sentry Bob. So that sounds pretty fucked up, especially if he won't be able to and crash all upon him. That sounds like a very hellish experience to this guy. And then, of course, wanting to disappear for a while after Secret Wars also makes a lot of sense, especially when you consider the leak, and we're going back to that leak concept art, where, like, he was in chains and looked like Doom was using his Sentry / voidiness as a power source to help him maintain control of Battle World and shit. Like the Molecule Man was in the comic. Molecule Man held the Yonder's energy to just let Doom borrow. That concept art made it look like Bob's Doom getting Bob's energy is a lot less voluntary than Molecule Man's was in the comics. That concept art. Vision Quest. Okay. What do you think the size of Tommy Shepard / Maximoff's role is in Vision Quest? I.e., is it comparable to how much screen time Joe Locke Billy had in Agatha? Yes. Tommy basically pops up for the end of the first episode and then every episode thereafter. Cool. Regarding Vision Quest, Paladin and Madripoor, is there any chance Mr. Charles and Valentina have their fingers in there too? Regarding Madripoor, I would personally be surprised if they managed to side with an artificial intelligence. Regarding Paladin, not really. Maybe. It's classic. In the previous Q&A, you teased Vision Quest had a connection to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and that it had to do with AI. Can you elaborate on that at all? I think you just answered your own question. Man, what the fuck? Now I gotta try and remember back to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. We know... Oh, yeah, that's right. We know that one... the homie that was in The Mummy created that AI robot that eventually stuck people in things and had him in that AI created reality where Hydra won and her and... There was Fitz the dude. Her and Fitz were kind of running the world on behalf of Hydra. It was actually a really cool fucking storyline. I liked it. So that could be that AI. I'm trying to remember if there's any other examples. That's the only one I can think of off the top of my head that could connect to Vision Quest. But yeah. Oh, by the way, if Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. connects to Vision Quest, then Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is official MCU canon. You can all suck my boho. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. rocks. Anyway. Miscellaneous Marvel, Lady Gaga, and other topics. All right, well, this is obviously going to be the last section. Have there been any casting updates on Cyclops so far? I'm assuming this person's talking post-reset. Oh yes, remember people, look to the most recent Disney projects and find the lead actors in those. They're your best bet to find the actors. Huh. Okay. Blah, blah, blah. Really, 2 non-scoop questions and more opinions based on 2 of my favorite actors, but Alex can offer any insight he has as well if applicable. So obviously, this chick's talking about this person is talking about. Marvel Studios had discussions with Sophie Thatcher in the past, and who would you cast her as in the MCU? I haven't heard anything about her having discussions with Marvel, but I could see her as Rogue. Marvel Studios had discussions with Elle Fanning in the past. Oh, yes. She's had a couple of talks in the past. Marvel Studios has their eye on her. Other random names I've heard being thrown around are Lakeith Stanfield, but that was addressed in the last part where they're looking into Blue Marvel. Damson Idris, John David Washington for T'Challa. Samara Weaving, Jodie Turner-Smith. Oh, She's my pick for Storm, so please her and please definitely not what's her name. Like, what's her goddamn name? Please, please don't. Anna Taylor, Brett Thwaites, Jacob Elordi, Nicholas Galitzin. That's He-Man. Just sort of name a few that I've had on the list for a while. Not that they're confirmed for any roles, might I add. Just some folks they've spoken to. Yeah, Jodie Turner-Smith and Tiana Taylor. I'll take either of them for Storm, especially over the bunch. What is her fucking name, Chad? Someone help me. I cannot think of that bitch's name. Cynthia Erivo. Thank you. Yeah, please not her. Give me Jodie Turner-Smith all day. It's Storm. She's my personal fan. She's a damn fine actress. She's just damn fine, period. And most importantly, she's like taller. She has that statuesque aura. So she's my. At this point, is the DODC through line across multiple stories accommodating for the majority of the story they wanted to tell for Armor Wars? Or is that an oversimplification and we'll still get some Rhodey story somewhere? I mean, as much as I'd like to see, as much as I'm a Don Cheadle fan and would like to see Rhodey back, at this point, we don't fucking need Armor Wars. What the fuck? God damn, you did. All right. Okay, it's an oversimplification. The DODC was always meant to be an overarching villain in this saga. Well, they didn't fucking accomplish that, did they? But they wanted to set it up for something much larger down the road, which I'm sure we'll get once we get into the X-Men. Okay, well, a lot of people have been theorizing that the DODC is somehow going to turn into a large anti-mutant engine, thanks to Tremel Tillman's character. So, yeah, it makes sense. Not the first time we've heard about that. It'll be interesting to see how they develop that in Brand New Day. You know what I mean? I mean, obviously, I don't expect them to be like, fuck mutants in Spider-Man, but I feel like some hints and some prodding and some implications are definitely due when it comes to that organization. Maybe related to the above question, is there a longer term plan still to follow Val's and or Sharon's motives that ties into multiple shows / films yet to come? Val, definitely. Sharon's just been off the grid. Sharon Carter was cool. That actress is bad. When are we going to see Valkyrie again? Thanks. There's a slim chance she's in Secret Wars. Very slim. Will Marvel Studios change the titles instead of using Phase 7 and just name it? I have no idea of knowing that information. It's going to be the fucking Mutant Saga. What are we even talking about? Will Carol, Monica, and Maria play a sizable role in Avengers next film? Out of the three, Monica main. Will the layoffs that occurred within Marvel last month affect the future of the MCU at all? To my understanding, most would be rehired on a job-to-job basis. Personally speaking, it's just been a mess and completely unwarranted, in my opinion. People have been the very foundation of what Marvel Studios has been for a decade. Yes, the Parliament has the ideas, but the visualization team are the ones who gave it life. I can't get further in detail beyond that, but that's my 2 cents on it. I mean, yeah, it did suck when they did it. Totally sucked. But again, as he said, they're going to be rehired on a contract basis rather than being full-time employees. Yes, it's fucking corporate cheapness. Yes, it's a way for them not to have to give them benefits. and all kinds of other corporate bullshit. Yes, 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 yes. But at the same time, it's not like they're just flat out going away, period. So their talents will still be available and probably paid for. Baby boy, you sound dumb as fuck for saying it's over for DC. I didn't say it is over. I asked the question, is it? I didn't say it is. So out of the two of us, you're the one that sounds dumb as fuck because you obviously can't read. But thanks for clicking on the video. Even if you came in just to be a dumbass and get cooked. Baby boy. It's an appropriate screen name because that fully covers your intelligence level. Because you can't tell the difference between a statement and a question. You dumb twat. Thanks for playing. Nice. That baby boy person in the chat. 2 chats above you. Alright. Hypothetical for fun question. Lady Gaga were to be cast in the MCU for Project Wars, what character do you think she could portray? Why the fuck? Why not? Honestly, Morgan Le Fay or Celine. I love seeing her when she has that villainous persona. Obviously, he's referring to Joker Wally Dookie. Okay, well there it is, chat. All the fucking Alex Perez you can handle. What do you guys think? Questions, thoughts, concerns, theories? What say you? I don't know which franchise I have more hope for, DC or Star Wars. Well, still get nervous this movie could suck. Which this movie are you talking about, Nate? I need a little more context. DC right now? Oh. You have more hope for DC right now? Honestly, I trust Dave more than I trust Glenn, so I kind of have more hope for Star Wars. Not much. Not much at all. I rolled a 2. Fuck. Damn it, Streamlabs. I'm not even using it. Oh well. Anyway, honestly, I'd say it's about even. I don't have too much hope for either of them right now. Slightly more maybe for Star Wars, just because Dave is George's Padawan, and he doesn't have to answer to anyone except like the new CEO and whoever his right hand person is. What's that lady's name? That's his right hand person. I can't remember. Yeah. He doesn't have to answer to anyone except the highest of the high Disney brass, as it were. So. That's that. You guys want to check out some promotional shit? All kinds of promotional merch and art and all that kind of shit has been popping out for both Doomsday and Spider-Man. Let's look at some of it, shall we? We got the keychain wallet combo here. Dr. Doom wallet keychain. Actually not too bad. Actually is kind of cool. We got some patches. Got a Doom patch. A patch with the Avengers, the X-Men, and the Fantastic Four on it. What is this, a bookmark? Another X-Men. Is that a pin? I think that's an X-Men pin. Maybe these are all pins. Okay, these are probably pins. We got Doom socks. And the Doom keychain. Doom bracelet. Lanyard. The other end of the lanyard. I don't even know what the fuck this thing is. Journal. Fantastic Four thumb drive. Lunchbox. Back on the lunchbox. What Doomsday lunchbox looks like. Various socks of the ankle and calf length variety. Got the Doom socks. I saw those already. Yep, a couple Doom. Oh, these actually say Doom on them. Some Avengers socks. 4 Cap socks. X-Men socks. And some Wakanda socks. And we got longer socks. F4. Doom. Oh, that's that. That's that symbol with all 3 X, A, Avengers A socks. More Avengers socks. And whatever the fuck this is. There's a box of socks. Got Doom pen. More pins. I was about to say maybe that's a Doom mouse pad. Oh no, it's got a zipper on it, so it's a Doom clutch. Oh, laptop case set. Look, Chad, it's labeled. Okay. I don't have to guess. Set, wallet, and keyring. Collector set. Okay. Oh, so all this shit comes in this case. Alright. No label on the socks. I'm going to go ahead and say that this is a box of socks. And then the laptop. And I'm going to guess to say these are decals maybe then, since it's for a laptop thing. Well, that's that shit. Some of that's actually kind of cool, chat. What do you think? Some of that is cool. I don't think all of it is cool. Matt Goddett, what up, guy? How you been, man? Good to see you. Good to see you again, my guy. Yeah, some of that's cool. Some of that, for me, is a bit lame. Some of it's pretty cool, I'd say. Okay. Oh, this is a close up of that box of socks. So it's got Doom, but then it's got characters on it, surrounding it in this what looked like a green blob in the other picture. Very good. do we have here, chat? Obviously, we have Doom. Anyway, he should. We have a Ben Grimm. We have a Wolverine. I think that's Wolverine. Yeah, that's Wolverine. Or no, that's Beast. I'm sorry. We have a Ben. We have a Beast. We have Reed. We have Cyclops. 12 soft box. Yep, it was a box. We have Sam. We have Yelena. Thor. Is that Thor? Yeah. That's Thor, right? Yeah, I think that's Thor. And a Black Panther, it looks like. So that's what's on the box of socks. I don't know that we really needed that per se, but that's kind of cool though. It's a cool design for a box of socks. I'll put it. There's some Dr. Doom promo shit. We got some brand new date posters and shit too. This shit out. We got Spidey, we got a Scorpion, and thank goodness it is not going to be this tail design with the fucking segmented bullshit. It's actually going to be round. We got more Savage Hulk. People keep alluding to Gray Hulk, but literally every bit of promo material has been Green Hulk. Now that could be, it's Marvel, could totally be a misdirect, and we could get Gray Hulk and not Green Hulk. But that would be stupid. Savage Hulk's supposed to be green. Gray Hulk is fucking Joe Fixit. Not as powerful as Savage Green Hulk. Smarter, not as powerful. So yeah, we got Boomerang. Oh, they're even labeled. Boomerang, Scorpion, the Hulk, and Tarantula. See the wall crawler take on 4 of his fiercest foes. So, montage. Throughout the movie. Throughout part of it. Maybe they'll come back outside the time. These 2 are definitely montage. They're definitely not being shy about promoting the Hulk in this game. And they don't really need to be. This is not the same as Brave New World when they probably should have hit Red Hulk in the marketing some. This is not the same situation. Yeah, I don't think we're going to get War Machine 20% off. Now, I could be wrong. I wouldn't be mad at it, but I have a large amount of that. How about that? Anyway, this is a fucking cool poster, yo. We have this little tidbit. We have a new quick description of Peter. A sudden genetic mutation unlocks his new ability to use organic webs, but he also loses control of his body. I wonder how much control of his body he loses. Now, I still don't think, I know a lot of people are going to be like, man, Spider! No. I still highly doubt he's going to go full animated Spider-Man, Man-Spider. Matter of fact, there was a report out there / rumor that They included some sort of man spidery looking thing in one of the assembly cuts, and people were like, so. I hope that's true, that people were like, no, because I don't really want man spider in this particular movie. But I guess loses control of his body could mean something like that. And then we also have the first description from CD. A mysterious figure whose true identity remains unknown is also lurking in the shadows. Its allegiances are uncertain. Does that tell us anything we really don't know? I don't think so. Does it give us any information that we want to know? Definitely not. So, not too revealing, but you know, it is. This is some pretty sick fucking promo art. Look at this shit. I and the channel Sci-Fi Center share the same views that Man Spider shouldn't show. It's not the right time for that. Cool. All right. So yeah, this is pretty fucking sweet. I like it. And I hope Hulk is this fucking massive in the movie, because this is the most massive that the MCU Hulk has ever looked, in my opinion. I want it. I want him to be bigger than he ever was. I want him to be angrier than he ever was in the MCU. I need it. I need it, chat. We haven't had it forever, and I need it. It's kind of cool. Kind of old. It's got a very old school. It's kind of like that, almost like in mid to late 80s, early 90s art style. Which, of course, I dig, because that's when I was young. No, that hits for me. I like it. And then we get making it look like a comic book cover, but he does look like the homie that they cast. Cool looking. You can see it says Marvel Studios right here. That's how you know it's a poster designed to be a comic book cover. Now, there's a rumor / report out there that Tombstone is not going to have that big of a role, which in and of itself I find to be interesting. But he's obviously going to At least they're hinting that him and Spider-Man are gonna go toe to toe. Or they were just like, this would be cool, and made people draw it. Man, Doom. No, don't think this is going to be his official. This is a, well, maybe he's got more than one version of the suit because the buckle's wrong here. This is a lot more armored than anything we've seen. This almost looks like a battle suit. But good looking battle suit, and we'll see the opposite of that later. Anyway, yeah, this is pretty toit. This is definitely different than the standard look we've seen earlier. For sure. But I like him. But I like him. All right. You guys want to know? You guys want to go over a full description or a full alleged description of the second Brand New Day trailer? You want to go over that? I have an alleged full description of it. What do you think, chat? You interested? After that, we'll get into the shit. You want to get into the shit, come back from that, or do you even want to? You even want to know? Yeah, I don't understand how much these people. Maybe I should. Well, I don't know if I want to completely uninstall Streamlabs, but then we definitely won't be able to gamble. But maybe I shouldn't be using it. I don't know. I need one of you tech nerds to fucking figure this shit out for me, because I'm stupid. When it comes to this shit, I am so fucking dumb. I am so fucking dumb when it comes to this shit. That's why I need you guys. Finally. Thank you, Streamlabs. Thank you. Still don't know how you're working when I'm using StreamYard, but thank you. And I'd much rather be using Streamlabs. It has all my cool scenes and shit in it. I can actually hear the music and what I'm doing with it. I know the level's better, but, you know, It is what it is. If this was what it takes for my computer to fucking operate, I guess this is how we're going to do it for a while. Anyway. So, trailer description, yes or no? Do you want to know? Do you not want to know? If you don't want to know, I will not go over it publicly. Yes, no, maybe so. Executive Judge. You don't want to know? Okay. That's one no vote. There's no pick on the wall behind me. That's some empty Starbucks cups and an air fryer. That's right there. That's an air fryer. That's some Starbucks cups I need to throw away. Coffee. Secure. Maybe. Talking. I'm so bad at this. No, that's not Star Wars. Yeah. You can see that back there? No, that is pretty sure, but I'm pretty sure that's a star chart of the night we met. Yes, that was the night sky on the night we met. Did I watch the latest Doomsday video from Heavy Spoilers? I did not. Is it cool? I like cool videos. Right. Well, Executive Judge, you've been outvoted, sir. So, you want to... It's cool. So, we're about to go into it. When I pull up the screen, which I'm going to get right back off of right now. That's when you're going to want to, like, mute the stream or... Yeah, mute it and not listen. Not look too closely at the screen. But you are going to want to pay attention because when I'm done, I'll come right back to this big screen and I'll be like, hey, we're done. So, spoilers incoming. Incoming spoilers. Warning. Warning, warning. All right. Here is a description, a full description of the entire second trailer. Brand new day. Did I take a break from Josh? You annoyed that dude? Yeah, I annoyed him for a while. And then he yelled at me and DM. Told me to stop. All right, here we go. Full description of trailer number 2 that we should be getting next week. Legend. Week after. 16th or 17th. So that's the rumor. That's the report. Here we go. My name is Peter Parker. I guess we're starting that. Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer begins in a prison. Spider-Man and the Hand get into a fighting stance. You see several acrobatics from the Hand, and the scene ends with that shot from the end of trailer 1. And now the scene is finished and takes place in the prison. The following scene shows Peter Parker watching a live stream of Ned and MJ. The next scene shows Peter putting on his web shooters, but the web shooters fly off toward the wall. He now has organic webbing. Ooh. The next scene is where Peter meets Bruce and they have a conversation. Peter, you found a way to suppress mutating DNA, right? Bruce says, if you see me without this, run. Bruce makes a joke by yelling. Sorry, but one of my cats is on the couch. The following scene features Peter swinging around at ultra fast speed. A bird gets stuck to his stomach. He is out of control, crashes into things, and lands in a wedding. He was running away from Jean Grey or something. And well, that other thing we read did talk, or that other quick little description of Peter we read said he was losing control of his body. Evidently, we're going to see examples of that in the trailer. Now the trailer starts to get frantic. The tank runs over Spider-Man. Damn. Cuts to a quick shot of William Metzger talking to the leader of the Hand. Is Metzger Tremel Tillman's character? Interesting. The Hand and DODC working together. I think that's right. You see Jean Grey with a darkened face, just like the Void from Thunderbolts. What the fuck? I wonder what the explanation is behind that. I swear to Christ, if they're doing stupid fucking dark shit, I will lose my mind. And I will shit all over that. I'm hoping that her face is just darkened for purposes of hiding something in the trailer that we will see clearly in the movie. That's what I'm hoping for. Okay. A massive explosion happens on an island and hits the city. Damn. Everyone is frozen except for the Punisher and Spider-Man. Okay. There's a third character, but I only saw the trailer once and couldn't identify him. Jean Grey is jumping from mine to mine looking for Spider-Man. You see a scene with a helicopter. He swings from the helicopter. They're caught. Peter's in Ned's room and sees several photos of Spider-Man. Ned is apparently a huge Spider-Man fan. Nothing weird, as he himself says. I can hear him say that in my head. Oh, I love Spider-Man. Nothing weird. MJ introduces herself to Peter Parker. The trailer gets frantic again. A web explosion makes Spider-Man fall to the ground. Jean Grey asks if Spider-Man is okay, and then Jean threatens MJ. Peter says she won't get away with it. Cut. Here we go again. Cut to the Grey Hulk. Jean makes the Grey Hulk transform somehow, most likely mind control. Hulk becomes giant, and Peter is terrified by his size. Peter runs away, and Hulk chases after him. Hulk does a thunderclap, and Peter goes flying down the hallway. Hallway at the university? So makes the Grey Hulk transform somehow. Is that when he goes green? Like what is this Grey Hulk thing? I don't understand. I guess we'll all find out at the end of July, but what the fuck? The next scene is Spider-Man swinging to MJ's house. He tells her she is in danger. MJ simply believes him and agrees to leave with him. Convenient. It cuts to a scene of the two swinging, reminiscent of a scene between Peter and Mary Jane from Sam Raimi's film. Spider-Man introduces MJ to the Punisher. MJ asks who he is, and Peter tells Frank that he has nowhere else to go. Marissa Tomei's voice begins to narrate the trailer. Really? Peter is falling from a building. MJ and the Punisher have a quick dialogue. We return to the prison scene, and the Hand has arrived. Peter appears unmasked, badly bruised, looking down sad. Cuts to the Punisher in the car saying that Spider-Man is going to do something. He better do it now. Aunt May is narrating the trailer. The whole thing can get really scary. Now, I want you to remember your responsibility. Never forget that, no matter how powerful you become. Peter is watching a ninja star coming toward him in slow motion, and evidently it will hit him in the shoulder. We've seen images of him when the star has been stuck in his fucking face. The ninjas are jumping off each other to reach Spider-Man, who is on the prison ceiling. Peter heads toward them and creates a web tornado to take the ninjas down. Okay. Then it cuts to Peter looking at Aunt May's grave. He says he misses her and blows a goodbye kiss. Trailer ends with Spider-Man and a giant building falling on top of him. Hulk is apparently insane. After that, there is one last funny scene. Spider-Man arrives at the prison to rescue someone. Probably Jean. He's surrounded by guards. He asks the guard for 1 second to crack a joke and credit. He asks if the guard is ready, and it cuts to Spider-Man beating them all up. Tombstone, Boomerang, Scorpion, and Trash did not appear in the trailer. End of trailer. See you on June 17th. Okay, so 17th is what? Today's the 7th. So that's Tuesday. Alright, well, what do you guys think of that shit? It's safe now, Executive Judge. You can come back. That's interesting. That sounds fucking dope. This Grey Hulk thing is still fucking me up. I don't understand. They must be changing Grey Hulk up. Like, that's the only explanation. Because Grey Hulk in comics is Joe Fixit. I mean, he's big and he's fucking strong, but he's nowhere near as powerful as him. He doesn't get bigger the angrier. He doesn't get more powerful the angrier. He's intelligent enough to the point where where he's a gangster. But like, I don't understand why they're fucking with Grey Hulk. It's frustrating, but whatever. As long as it makes sense in the movie, I don't care. But it is gonna bug me going into the movie for the next fucking 7 And there it is. All right. All right. I need to get back into actual, and maybe even my what do you call it? Comic-Con shorts. I've been reading a lot of news. I need to quit being a streamer-only slacker and actually do some shit, I guess. Okay. All right, so here's what we're doing. I'm gonna go pee. And then we're going to talk about some fucking... We're going to talk about some fucking Star Wars and DC box office, state of the... And then we're going to get back. But in the meantime, I'll be right back. Yes. You can smell everything. give you enough time to finish? We're going to talk about DC real quick first. Actually, no. I lied. Anyway, so tomorrow I am probably going to go see The Mandalorian and Grogu. It's not probably, I am. I am, however, going at a matinee time. I'm not going on anything other than a regular ass movie screen. I'm not spending IMAX money. I'm not spending Screen X money. I'm not even spending Dolby money. I'm going to a normal ass screen, normal ass seat, and then I'm going to watch it. See what's up for myself. Yeah. That would be my own personal opinion. But what is happening with it financially is vicious. It's getting its ass beat. It got its ass beat last weekend by 2 more movies. It's about to get its ass beat again. It might not even be in the top 5 by the end of this year. Oh, to the heavy spoilers video? Cool. Yeah, like, you guys want to know how bad Mando and Grogu is performing? Mando and Grogu is performing so bad, IMAX literally kicked them the fuck off their screens and gave some to He-Man. Not that it's helping He-Man very much, but that thing's tracking like ass. But point being, IMAX was like, you know what? We're not making shit off this fucking movie. Let's give He-Man a try. So this is as of today. The movie started. He's very close track. Exhibitors are losing their cool with Mando and Grogu taking away a harsh 945 theaters yesterday. So, chat. Mando and Grogu has been performing so badly. Almost 1,000 theaters alone yesterday, Friday, on the opening of the third weekend. They were like, you're wasting our fucking time and we ain't making money off this shit. You're gone. They're like, we're not showing it anymore. Almost 1,000 fucking theaters are like, we're done with this movie. Because they're not making any fucking money off it. How crazy. Now, theaters disappear every week. Like it happens. That's normal. But, yeah. Yeah, theaters just straight up that many yanking their shit on only the third fucking weekend. Bro. That's bad. And that ain't all. But wait, there's more. Mando grossed just $2.5 million on the lowest third Friday for Star Wars. A drop of 61.8% from last Friday. Versus Solo's third weekend, it made $4.1 million and only dropped 50%. It's already out of the daily top 5. Grogu hits 148.3 million cume in the U.S., on track to become the first Star Wars live action in history to miss the $200 million mark in the U.S., buying a 9 to 11 million third day weekend. And in previous posts, he has said that it's tracking to be about 185 to 195 million in the U.S., all said and done total. Now, that's just the U.S., to be fair, but still. Let's find out what the current. Okay, so as of the latest data, Mando Grogu has grossed about $253 million worldwide. This includes $144 million here and an international of only $109 million. Now, when we thought only 109 million international chat, let that fucking sink. You guys realize that for the longest time, when we talk about Star Wars and the state of the franchise itself, we've mostly just been talking about how it is viewed here in the old US of A. That's been our frame of reference for most of us. We know people here in the U.S., a lot of us, not happy with the current state of Star Wars. Not happy with a lot of the projects that they've been putting in. But it always seemed, when you took a look around, that the international marketplace to this point has never really seemed anywhere near as antagonistic to the current iteration of Star Wars as us here. Evidently, that's not the fucking case. I was under that impression when we talked about how Mando and Grogu was going to perform. I thought that International would be what saved, like how International was what saved Venom: The Last Dance. Like it didn't make shit here; it made most of its money overseas. Right now, International has only made like 110 to 115 million for this movie. International is like 30 million behind domestic. That's fucking crazy. Okay, so Force Awakens, 930, basically 937 million domestic, 1.2 billion international. So international higher than domestic. What? Domestic for The Last Jedi, 620 million, international 712 million, 712 million. Rise of Skywalker. I don't want international. I don't want opening weekend. I don't want. International or Rise of Skywalker domestic 515 mil. International 562. So not a whole hell of a lot more, but still more, right? But you'll notice the total gross keep going down and down and down. I mean, there is the automatic law of diminishing returns. There's also the law of you done fucked up my franchise. Going over all the Disney Star Wars. The Rogue One did 533 domestic. Oh, look at that. International only did 525. So international came in 8 million under domestic. So that has actually happened. But Rogue One did still crack a billion. For Solo. Domestic 213, international 179. Didn't even crack 400 million. So the international was 33 million below. It was only 8 million below for Rogue One. Currently, About 146 million domestic and about 110 international. So 30 million more domestic than international. We're going into the third weekend. We are going in the third weekend on this movie. And domestically, it's not even going to hit 200 million by the end of the profit. And right now, internationally, it doesn't even look like it's going to hit like $1.20 or even $1.30. Guys, this thing only hits like it hits 190 domestic and 120 international. That's only 310 million. They hit 392. So they almost made it to 400. Mandalorian and Grogu's tracking to barely crack 300. Like it'll probably just crack 300. Like we're talking worse than Thunderbolts. Not quite as bad as the Marvels. But by almost $100 million, the worst performing Star Wars movie. And with a budget of 170, was it 165 or 170? About 166 million. So at 166 million, if you do the math with the generally accepted formula for a break-even point for 166 million is, I did the math, like 435-ish million. Okay? That's the break-even point. And right now, this movie's tracking to do like 320. This movie's going to lose over $100 million in the box. That's damn ridiculous. Like, you thought Solo went bad. Solo at least almost made it to 400 million. Mandalorian and Grogu, and I didn't think it was going. I knew it was going to do bad. Like, I was going to I didn't know. I didn't think it was going to be this. Like I said, I thought international would help carry this motherfucker too, right around Solo. But international's like, fuck this movie. Even more so than domestic is saying, fuck this movie. Which is kind of crazy. Because again, like all outward appearances, international is like been nowhere near as harsh on Star Wars as we have. Evidently they're not digging Star Wars much either. They just haven't been anywhere near as vocal as we have. That was the difference. We let the amount of noise be our judge on how this motherfucker was doing. But something even worse than Star Wars happened. People internationally weren't out there as vocal about not liking what the fuck the thing's been doing. They weren't that vocal about it. They just stayed silent and then did not show the fuck up. They didn't let their social media do their talking for them. They let their wallets do their talking. And what they're saying is, fuck this movie. Now here's the question. Actually, we're gonna save it. But holy shit, chat. First of all, what do you think of these movies? Like, how you guys feeling? I mean, I think we all had agreed this movie wasn't going to do that well, but this is fucking crazy. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? You guys expecting it to be this bad? Like I said, I'm pretty sure we all agreed it wasn't going to be great. I was not expecting this. Huh, a little spider. Right here. Like a little baby just dropping down. Buddy? I'm afraid you're going to have to die. Guess Kevin Feige does need to take control of Star Wars? I mean, maybe. I wouldn't be mad about it. But I don't want to see his ass over there till after he's done with the mutants. I don't think he's going anywhere till after he's done with the mutants. Anyway, like a lot of people are like, he should retire of Secret Wars, or he's probably going to retire. No, motherfucker, he ain't going anywhere till the mutants are done. Well, not done, but at least till they're saga. Because he wants to circle back a quarter century and then be like, okay, this is how Fox did it. Fuck all this, fuck all this, fuck all this. Now we're going to do this. Right. He's going nowhere. For at least 10 years. You know. That's how that's probably going. Yeah, that's crazy. That's absolutely. And then the next question is are they going to be able to get people hyped enough to show up for Starfight? Like after this level of disinterest, are they going to be able to get people hyped up properly to go see Starfight? Now, there are differences between this and Starfighter, which will allow for Starfighter to have a better performance. This is not a one-to-one. Starfighter is not going to be the first movie in 7 years. Number one. It will not have that pressure on it. It's going to have pressure on it for this fucking thing, but it won't have that specific pressure on it. That's the point. Number two, it is not a side quest movie based off of a fucking TV show, the most recent season of which was not that good. Right? That's some fucking baggage this movie had going in the first place. And then the fact that it's a fucking side quest. Basically a smashing together of 2 to 3 episodes. Not really tied to much. Kind of, okay, here's this little cute little here you go. So, timing, massive problem for Mando and Grogu. First movie in 7 years, and a fucking side quest. I'm not surprised. A lot of people didn't show up, but I'm a little surprised that many people didn't show up. But that is something Starfire also does not have going against it. It's not a movie from a TV show with a lackluster third most recent season. Its own thing. So those are the two main advantages Starfighter has over Mando and Grogu. But as we've seen repeatedly, Recency bias is very much a thing. And when it comes to Star Wars and Starfighter, the most recent movie for people to compare to generate hype for Starfighter is going to be Mando and Grogu. And the last movie, and then the last non-Star Wars saga movie that came out was Solo, and people were pissed at The Last Jedi, and then Rise came out, and people were like, so cinematically, Star Wars is basically fucking outside of Rogue One and the fact that Force Awakens actually did a shit ton of money. But then they did The Last Jedi. And people were like, fuck you for doing that to Luke. And no one showed up for fucking Solo. People showed up for Rogue One between Force Awakens and The Last Jedi. They definitely didn't show up for Solo. And then people gave Rise a chance. And then they were like, fuck this fucking movie. So, movie that pissed people off, movie that no one went to see. People gave Rise a chance, and then it was like, what the fuck is this shit? So that's the last three movies prior to Mando and Grogu. And then now we have Mando and Grogu doing this. So Starfighter has got 4 movies worth of baggage to attempt to overcome. Not to mention all the stupid ass Disney Plus shows that people have forgotten. The only, like, Ahsoka Season 2, from a certain perspective, is going to have a shit ton of pressure. And I say that because, number one, it has all the previous Disney Plus shows, including its own first season, to overcome, to a certain extent. And then it's going to have 4 bad movies in a row to overcome. So Starfighter, right now, Ahsoka Season 2 is like Star Wars' only real chance to get any level of hype back going into Starfighter. They're going to have the most miraculous motherfucking marketing campaign for Starfighter ever. They're going to have to be the complete opposite of the Mando. That's another problem Mando has. The marketing is dumb as fuck. Y'all remember that Super Bowl spot? What the actual fuck was that? Like, seriously. So they're going to have to figure a way to do some miraculous ass marketing because they have a lot of baggage over. And it is fair to ask the question. And a lot of people will already answer, yes, it has been. But, like, is Star Wars well and truly, like, look, Star Wars can never, like, people, Star Wars is fucking dead. No, it's not dead. Let's be real. Star Wars will never die. Completely. It just won't happen. If for no other reason than Disney won't allow it, they're going to keep putting out Star Wars shit. But yeah, Star Wars is not ever going to die. It will never be. But it can be fucking cooked. Let's face it. Their future plans are not like fucking awe-inspiring either. We have Starfighter coming up. Okay, cool. That'll be interesting to see what there's a rumored plot synopsis that we could go over, but I don't wanna. Maybe I'll make a video about it on its own. But yeah, so Starfighter has all that going. And then after even if they miraculously, even if Starfighter pops the fuck off, makes like 700, 800, 900 million. I'm just gonna put that out there. There is not a snowball's chance now that Starfighter makes it back. But if it does pop off for 800 million, that would be very cool for Lucasfilm. That would indicate that they haven't completely lost everybody. But it's also looking like, even if that happens, that would make it the Diamond in a Rough, because after that comes Kinberg's fucking trilogy. That's not fucking awe-inspiring, because this motherfucker, while he did write Days of Future Past, which was a good movie, he also wrote Age of Apocalypse and Dark Phoenix. That's the motherfucker that's about to be writing the next fucking saga. So, at the moment, past performance and upcoming projects, at least on paper, Star Wars is looking pretty fucking cooked, Chad. It'll never be over, but they can definitely be like cooked to the point where they're like crispy and no moisture in there. And, you know, when you leave a hamburger on the grill too long and you can almost crumble it because of all the charring and the lack of moisture. Star Wars could be that for a long time. And that's it. I still love Star Wars. I do. I still love Star Wars. I still want to engage with it. Mostly older shit, but I still want to engage with it. I still am going to give projects a chance. But I'm definitely nowhere near as excited about it as I was. I'm not to Josh's point where I just do it all. I'm not that far gone. But I'm also very unwilling to stick my head in the sand and be like, oh no, everything's just fine. No, it's fucking not. Even for a side quest movie, it's still a fucking Star Wars movie, and if Star Wars was as powerful as it used to be, Mandalorian and Grogu would still be making money. Wouldn't be making a lot, but it would still be making money. If Star Wars still had a form of power, this is a $700 million. But as of right now, it's barely going to be a $300 million. What the fuck? So yeah. Is it all over for Star Wars? No, it never was. But is Star Wars cooked? At least as of June, well, in my time zone, as of June 7th, 2026, yeah, it's cooked right now. Could it get a little moisture back to Starfighter? Maybe. Is it going to lose it all over again with fucking stupid ass Simon Kinberg writing the next trilogy? Probably. Who knows? Kinberg might all of a sudden remember he's a talented writer and give us some cool shit. But his recent track record ain't great. Not confidence inspiring. I guess I'll put it that way. His recent record is not confidence inspiring at all. So that's it for Star Wars. What do you guys think? Where are you at? What do you got to say? How do you feel about that? What are you guys thinking about that? Before we get into the DC of it all, I have to say, and this is some shit that matters to me a lot. I know most of you guys were never into what the IP I'm about to talk about, the franchise I'm about to talk about, but it's not the equivalent per se, but like it's the closest I can get to like what Josh has with Warhammer, in that it's something that mostly he cares about, And while the number of his community is growing that are getting into Warhammer, for the most part, the majority of Josh's community is like, fuck that noise, right? They don't care. They don't really want to care. And that, that's cool. So what I'm about to talk about is kind of like in that vein, my Warhammer. Like you guys, a lot of you guys were never, not all of you, but a lot of you were never really into what I'm about to talk about. Don't really care, and that's totally fair. It's fine. But for me, I'm so pissed off at it. Because those motherfuckers, when they bought MGM, they got the rights to one of my favorite properties. The property is called Stargate. I've talked about it before. Not a lot, because again, it's kind of like my Warhammer. I don't think a Star Wars a great 5 to 10 years of comics with new characters and movie, because it's a business. Disney will not try to make money off it, which means they're going to continue to put out shows. Stargate. The Icarus knows. Yeah, Stargate. Created by Roland Emmerich back in the 90s. And then a magnificent TV show called Stargate SG-1 was on the Sci-Fi Network in the early 2000s. So Stargate had the original movie. It had SG-1, which lasted for 10 seasons. Then it had a spin-off called Stargate Atlantis, which lasted for 5. And then another spin-off called Stargate Universe, which lasted for 2. And then they stopped making it. And then Amazon bought MGM. And thusly, they have rights to it. Now, Amazon had said that they were going to be developing some Stargate shit. There were reports that there was going to be a show, that there was going to be a movie, that maybe there was going to be both. And then they finally decided, we are going to make a Stargate show. And all us Stargate fans said, fuck yeah, let's go. They were bringing back, they're bringing back a fair chunk of people who worked on SG-1. Like some of the writers and shit. They were bringing them back to do this show. Then the other day, I can't remember which day, Amazon came out and said, yeah, we're not doing this shit. Canceling it, scrapping it. You are not getting your motherfucking Stargate. And who worked on Atlantis? I don't remember. A few of the same people. Malozzi, Brad Wright. But yeah, so they had people that knew what the fuck they were doing with the lore, the show, how it should feel, how it should go, the established storylines, all that shit. And then, just out of nowhere, they're like, you know what? Fuck this. We're not doing it. You kept us hanging for like fucking 3 years before you even said you were going to do something. Then you finally announced, yeah, we're going to do this show. Like, no. Ripped it away from you. You motherfuckers. Now, am I going to stop using, am I going to not watch Prime Video? No, I'm going to still watch Prime Video. Invincible's on there and shit. All Rising's on there. There's other cool shit. Am I going to stop shopping on Amazon? Fuck no, that shit's way too convenient. I'm going to be real. My anger does not go as far as for me to deprive myself of convenience. Call me a hypocrite or a fence rider or a pussy, whatever, I don't care. But I am going to call it out for the bullshit. Supposedly, there's a couple articles came out like, as it developed, we don't think it would have been widely popular. It wouldn't have been good as for broad appeal. Bitch, you had the people working on the show that worked on the first show that went 10 fucking seasons and produced 2 spin-offs. And you don't think they know how to make that show have broad fucking appeal? Are you kidding me right now? What the fuck? This is some... It's dumb. They're just fucking stupid. Oh, I think the new show is great. I mean, they built the first one up to a large enough fan base to get it to last for 10 fucking seasons. They get great new fans. I mean, they grew the core fan base to a pretty damn good size in the first place. There's no reason they couldn't have done it again. As long as Amazon didn't fuck with them and, let them handle it appropriately. I mean, how does any franchise grow? It gets a core fan base, and then the core fan base is excited, and they tell other people. And they get other people excited. Yes, exactly. The showrunner totally disagreed, and they should, because they did it already once. Definitely could have done it again. That's why Amazon's perspective about they wouldn't have been able to do that is so fucking stupid. They literally did it. I think R-rated Star Wars comics being created. Star Wars should never be R-rated. Ever. It was not created to be that. It should never be. In my opinion. Yeah, so Amazon is dumb. The excuse they gave for canceling it is complete bullshit. And I'm fucking angry and fuck Amazon. Okay. That's not the only movie. But Mandalorian and Grogu. We're going back to box office now. Because my segue sucks. Here we go. Matter of fact, Mandalorian and Grogu is not the only problematic movie currently in the nerdverse. Master of the Universe, definitely nerdy. That's tracking for like a 30 to 40 million fucking domestic opening this weekend. It's getting its ass beat by fucking Scary Movie 6 right now. Scary Movie 6 is the number one movie in the box office this weekend. Which tells you two things. One, there's been a lot of damage to nerdy shit. Two, people don't really give a crap about like He-Man. They never really did. And three, people are ready for irreverent comedy. But setting He-Man aside, which I never thought was gonna pop off. I didn't know it was gonna be this bad, but I'm also super surprised. But then there's Supergirl coming out end of this month. 3 weeks. And the projections for Supergirl are kind of varied, honestly. Deadline Deadline has it opening, tracking to 55 million. This was as of Friday or Thursday. Supergirl arrived on 3-week track Thursday morning with an outlook of 55 million good. Campaign is just gearing up. Tickets going on sale Wednesday, so this upcoming director last week, director did blah blah. Okay, so deadline is like 55 million. Now others, Luis Fernando. Anyway, so now according to his numbers, and as we've seen, this guy's pretty good. He said the pre-sales are strong. Right now, the pre-sales are coming in about 2.5 times ahead of the Marvel. Nearly on par with Black Widow. Now, Black Widow came out in the middle of COVID and only did 300 and some odd million. About 1.1 times ahead of Thunderbolt and roughly 1.5 times ahead of Black Widow. Okay, so Marvel's bombed hard, only made 200 some odd. Black Widow made 300 and some. Thunderbolt made 3, almost 4. Black Adam actually did well. Oh, so Black Adam. Yeah, Black Adam also came in just under 4. So while it is pacing ahead of some stuff, with looking to go with a opening weekend in the range of 67 to 74 million, placing around those of Black Adam and Thunderbolt. Okay, cool. Good for it. Not a horrible opening weekend, but when you look at the movies that it's being compared to, Marvel's. Okay, so Black Widow did 379. All right, so every example they're giving are all movies that didn't even make it to 400 million. We're talking no movie. It's being compared. It's like, oh, it's doing better in this movie. It's doing better in this movie. It's doing better in this movie. Okay, cool. Not one of those fucking movies made $400 million. Not one. It says it's on par with the Thunderbolts. Thunderbolts did not make $400 million. Oh, no. Now, so remember, Mandalorian and Grogu had a production budget of 166 million, which means it needed 435 or so million just to break even. Well, Supergirl's budget is 175, almost 10 million more. Okay, sorry, my bad. Mando and Grogu at 166 million needed 415 million. Needs to hit 415 million to break even. Doesn't look like that's happening. Looks like it might hit 320 if it's lucky. Now, 175 for Supergirl. Yeah, Supergirl's going to need 438 million. And again, it is tracking to be on par with a bunch of movies, none of which made 400 million. Yeah, Supergirl is looking at being a box office failure. Not by a whole shit ton, but it is tracking to lose money at the box office. That ain't good. For only your second movie in your universe, that is really not good. And your next movie after that is fucking Clayface. And then your next movie after that is Man of Tomorrow. And did y'all see that stupid ass fucking mech suit? Oh my god, that was dumb. Fucking Buzz Lightyear bullshit. I don't understand what the hell they're doing with that. I'm assuming they're going to do some shit in post to make it look better. At least I hope so. But yeah, now there are those who want to try and defend Supergirl by being like, it's only the second movie in the universe. When the MCU started, those movies didn't make that much at the beginning of that universe. Yes, that is true. However, people that want to try and use that as an excuse. Comic book movies at that point in time were just getting going. The MCU was just getting going. DCU's just getting going. But comic book movies as a whole had really only just got going within the last 8 years. And you had Blade in the late 90s. And then you had X-Men in 2000. And then you had Spider-Man in 2002. That was the beginning of the comic book movie explosion. But Marvel really kicked it in. But we're going all the way back to 2000, 2002, 2008 for Iron Man. Thor in 2010. Okay, fine. Iron Man didn't make it. Thor didn't make it. But at the time, comic book movies, period, were not making them. We are now in 2026. We've been at this for a quarter motherfucking century. Under no circumstances at this point, where comic book movies are and have been, should the second movie you put out be losing fucking money. That should not be the case anymore. The situation is not the fuck the same. This isn't 2000 anymore. You don't have the built-in excuse of, comic book movies never really made. Well, they've been successful for 20 fucking years. Anyway, so that's not actually it. And then again, following it up with fucking Clayface, which probably will make a box office profit because they didn't spend shit on it. Like right now, they're reporting their target budget was $40 million. That's the only number we have. So a $40 million movie breaks even at $100 million. Clayface has a pretty damn good shot at being profitable. Cool. But it's also not generating gobs of money. That's what these studios need to make these big ass fucking features. They don't need to just make a profit. They need to make gobs of money. Clayface is not going to make gobs of money. It will make a profit for itself, but it ain't gonna make gobs of money for the studio. And then you have Man of Tomorrow next. Chat. I'm afraid I have to say, at least for the immediate future, DC is cooked too. Now, like Star Wars, DC as a brand will never die, obviously. If nothing else, the comics will keep going. Batman. But as a live action cinematic universe, the Gunverse might be cooked, chat. Already. ain't looking good. Definitely, it's not looking good. There are definitely, if you're not a fucking glazer, you're not a gargler of a franchise. You're willing to accept like facts and evidence and numbers, shit like that. You would have to admit that you are a serious person that's capable of actual critical thinking and not just blindly defending that which you love. You'd have to admit that things are ugly right now for guns DC. Superman barely cleared 6. Now, I have said it before and I will say it again. To be fair to Superman, the when it came out in July 2025, it was surrounded by dinosaurs and Marvel. Rebirth, Superman, and Fantastic Four all came out within 4 fucking weeks. All 3 of those movies got hurt by their proximity. Rebirth probably would have cracked the Billy if it had come out not within 2 weeks or so. Superman probably would have been a $700 to $750 million movie if it was not sandwiched within 2 weeks of both Rebirth in front of it and Fantastic Four behind it. Fantastic Four probably would have been a $600 million movie if it had come out in mid-August. They all came out in July. If Rebirth comes out in mid-June, that's probably a $1 billion movie. If Fantastic Four comes out mid-August, that's probably a $600 million movie, and if those were both separated, each away that much away from Superman's probably like a $700 to $750 million. Instead, Rebirth did not quite get to 900. Superman barely cleared 6, and Fantastic Four barely cleared 5. What was this total global? I don't want to break that. I want to merge it. Where's my fucking total of 4? Oh, there it is. 521. So yeah, all 3 of those movies make 100 to 200 more, 1 to 200 million more than what they did make if they're separate. I firmly believe. Now, Supergirl doesn't have anywhere near that much content. At least not with movies inside its own genre. Now, Toy Story 5 comes out around then, I think. That'll hurt. There's a couple movies around that can damage it. Still, tracking to come in at less than $400 million is bad. And you can tell they're getting desperate because that latest clip they got, they just dropped a clip with Superman in it. So they can play on that, the limited popularity of him. And I say limited because, well, can't quite go that far. Otherwise, it's not big. Like I said, it'd be a 700 or more. But still, you can tell they're like, oh shit, they see the tracking. They can do the same math that I can do. They're supposed to be better at it. As a matter of fact, my analysis is right there to kill it. But setting aside, Yeah, it's not looking good for Guns DCU at all. Man of Tomorrow has to pop because the next DC movie after Man of Tomorrow is not Gunverse. It is Reeves Batman 2. Yes, it's DC, but it ain't DC Studios. That's Warner Brothers Studios in charge of Batman 2, not Guns DC. Alrighty. So, final verdict, chat. Star Wars. Is it cooked or is it over for Star Wars? No, it never will be. Is Star Wars cooked? Most definitely. Only an unserious person would argue against it. Or at least someone who is way too into denial and has way too much optimism. DC. Is it over for DC? The current DCU? No, not over. Is the current DCU cooked? As of right now, yes. But it has time to replenish itself. Technically, so does Star Wars, but let me, you know what? Better way to put it. Not that they have time to replenish, but the DCU's odds at being able to replenish itself are much greater because the Gunverse hasn't done anywhere near the amount of damage to itself. DCU can. It could turn things around. Like if Man of Tomorrow fucking slaps, DCU will be fine going forward as long as they keep putting out things, right? I mean, that's anything. But the odds of DCU being able to like right the ship, get on the right track, and start putting out bangers, still reasonably good. And won't take anywhere near as much effort as it would for Star Wars. Has a lot more baggage, a lot more shitty history to overcome. And a much more divided fan base than DC. So, Star Wars, 100% cooked. DCU, currently, right now, as of this moment here that I'm talking, this particular moment, right now, yeah, it's good. But Man of Tomorrow could be, or at least going a long way towards it. That is my analysis. Those are my thoughts, opinions, analysis, predictions. There you have it, chat. That's it. That's all I got for you. What do you guys think? And that's my last subject. Yeah, I skipped a bunch of shit. I could have made this a 5-hour stream if I wanted to. There was enough shit. But chat, it's your time now. Let me know what you think about Star Wars, about DC, about anything we talked about tonight, or anything else that you want to bring up. It is your time. And evidently, I take a week off streaming and I completely forget to tell everyone to like and subscribe. So like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Everyone needs to like. Subscribe if you're new. Hit the bell. Join the Discord. Oh shit, it doesn't work now. Again, I still don't know why these fucking Streamlabs prompts work when I'm running through StreamYard, but okay. also join the Discord. Your time now, chat. Make the most of it. I'm getting out of here pretty fucking soon. Yeah. Oh, the review embargo for it lifts 2 days before premiere. So that'll be interesting to see. Can't wait for that. Better for Brandy Day and Doomsday. They'll be great. Also, sometime before will be awesome. You say I'm more excited than most Star Wars, man. I mean, that's all fair. Yeah, Hall H this year should be pretty fucking dope. Hall H this year should be dope. Back to form, I would imagine. It's also probably when we'll actually finally get the Doomsday trailer for us. Like, not till then. Cooldown period expired yet? Oh, hell yeah, baby. Nice. Not only did it expire, it hooked me up with a good roll. Alright, chat. Last chance. If you got nothing, I'm getting the fuck out of here. Alright. Get your last few rolls in, chat. Thank you guys so much for being here, for being patient with me over the last week. I've been dealing with these motherfucking computer issues. Thank you guys for all your help in the Discord. Helping me try and resolve these computer issues / fucking computer shop. Helping me what to look for. I love you guys. You guys are the best. You really are. You're the fucking best. And I appreciate you guys so much for all your help, for hanging out here in the streams. You guys are awesome. Keep it up. No notes. We don't have any shows that we're going to be watching within the next couple of weeks, I don't think. So, yeah, we'll actually be able to talk about news next Wednesday. How about that? A couple of regular, just Wednesday and Saturday streams with news. Or at least next couple. I'll have to double check. If there's something I forgot, I'll update you in the Discord, of course. Stands right now, we're back to just regular old news streams on Wednesday and Saturday. So, come on back Wednesday at 9. Over whatever nerdy Well, I would say nerdy dopeness, but not everything we talked about tonight was dopeness. Anyway, come on back Wednesday night. We'll talk about some nerdy shit. Then come back again at 10 p.m. next time. Talk about, guess what? The nerdy shit. All right, y'all. Much love. Thank you for being here. And hope you enjoy the rest of the week. And hope you have a good beginning to your week. Thank you. Bye. Oh yeah, chat. We made it. We made it through a whole fucking stream without my computer crashing. Woo-hoo! Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for being awesome. Seriously, I love you guys. You guys are the best. Please take care the rest of the weekend. And well, take care of yourselves until we meet again on Wednesday. Hope you have a good rest of the weekend. I hope the beginning of your work week is not complete and total chaos. And we'll see you back here Wednesday night at 9. All right? But until then, remember this. Wherever you're at, whoever you're with, always keep it nerdy. All right, thanks, guys. Have a good one. Much love. See ya.